Sculptor's ego. Once upon a time, a sculptor lived in a village. Due to his immense love for sculpture, he dedicated his entire life to sculpture. As a result, he became so proficient that every sculpture he made seemed alive. Anyone who saw the sculptures made by him praised his art a lot. His art started being discussed not only in his village, but also in far-off towns and villages. As usually happens in such a situation, the same thing happened with the sculptor. A sense of ego awakened within him. He started considering himself the best sculptor. With increasing age, when his end time started approaching, he started thinking of a way to escape from death. He wanted to somehow protect himself from the sight of Yamdut so that he could not take his life. Finally, he came up with an idea. He created 15 statues showcasing his unmatched sculpture. All those idols were exactly similar to him in appearance. After being made, all the statues started appearing so alive that there was no difference between the statues and the sculptor. The sculptor went and sat among those statues. Logically, it was impossible for Yamdut to recognize him among these idols. His strategy also proved effective. When Yamdut came to take his life, he was astonished to see 16 identical idols. He was unable to differentiate between those idols. But he knew that the sculptor was hiding among these statues. His identity was necessary to save the sculptor's life. Not being able to save his life meant going against the law of nature. According to the laws of nature, the sculptor's end time had come. To identify the sculptor, Yamdut could break each idol and look at it. But he did not want to insult art. Therefore, he found a different solution to this problem. He was aware of the sculptor's ego. So, hurting his ego, he said, "Actually, all the statues are a wonderful combination of artistry and beauty." But the sculptor made a mistake. If he had been in front of me, I would have been able to make him aware of that error. The arrogant sculptor's ego was awakened after hearing about the flaw in his statue. He couldn't control himself and immediately got up from his place and said to Yamdut, "Error? Impossible. The idols I make are always flawless." Yamdut's trick had worked. He caught hold of the sculptor and said, "Lifeless statues do not speak, and you spoke. This is your mistake, that you have no control over your ego." The life of the Yamdut sculptor went back to Hari Yamlock. Moral of the story: ego is the cause of destruction. Therefore, never let ego dominate you.